If you've seen my stories this morning, you'll see that I've had a very frazzled morning, and I've chosen to regulate myself by coming into the fields to check on our tree babies, because for me, I find being in nature instantly calming, instantly soothing and regulating, and it just feels beautiful. There is science behind birdsong and how nature, can regulate and soothe your nervous system. So here we are, and I'm standing with my most special tree. This is the tree I planted in memory of my nana, for her what would have been her 100th birthday, earlier this year, and it's doing well. It's finally shedding its leaves. Anyway, welcome to video 3 of 5 days. 5 videos, 7 days of reduced or adjusted caffeine. And what I have found is that I'm exhausted regardless of whether I drink caffeine or not. As mums, we are thinking of so many things all the time. We're trying to do so many things all the time. We've got people constantly asking us questions, asking for help, or needing support, needing emotional support, needing reminders of other things, and quite frankly, it's exhausting, and we're working a lot. I'm working pretty much full time. I choose my own hours, which is great, but I know not all of you choose your own working hours. And I've just read an Instagram post that says, like, we're constantly exhausted because effectively working mums are working the equivalent of 2.5 jobs. Once you've factored in running the household as well, because it usually does fall to, not always, I know, but it usually does fall to the mum to keep the household in check and do the cleaning. I do the cleaning in our house. Gary used to help me clean, so it's not that he doesn't, it's just that he's very involved in house renovations and doing work on the land these days, but over the years he's been doing house renovations in our old house. So we're talking about caffeine reduction or adjustments, and I just wanted to share with you that my experience is that it doesn't matter if if I drink caffeine or not. I am always exhausted, and it would be really interesting to hear what you feel about that. Have you ever given yourself the opportunity, the chance to say no to a coffee? When you're feeling like you want that pick me up, have you ever actually said, no, I'm not gonna do it? Or have you always just reached for the coffee and glugged it down? If you have, then I have definitely been there as well. I go through phases with caffeine. I go through phases. Sometimes I go through phases where I favour coffee. Other times I go through phases where I'm favouring tea, for example. Every so often, my body goes, whoa, Michelle, right? You need to kind of calm down a little bit on the caffeine, because there's been times when I've drunk so much caffeine that I feel like my blood is caffeine, is coffee, and every so often I just sort of say, okay, right, let's just see how I can adjust this, because I do know that coffee makes me feel more anxious. Yes, it does give me that spike, it gives me that kind of productivity boost, but once it's worn off, like a sugar crash, it actually makes me feel worse, and sometimes it can make me feel quite sick, makes me feel very dehydrated, which means then that my brain isn't functioning properly anyway. So yeah, just ask yourself, what would happen if how would I feel if I'm curious to know how I'd feel, or what would happen if I just had one coffee less today, or I switched for a herbal tea or a decaf tea or coffee or whatever, and what would happen if I just waited an extra 10 minutes, half an hour before your first coffee in the morning. And but you do have to play with this. This is very much playing. There's no hard and fast here. This is purely, this Mindful Creation Week is purely all about giving you an invitation to play with your energy levels, to see if you can find a way to feel more energized using caffeine as the medium, if you like, as the way. There are many other things you could be doing, like, I mean, to like give you to play with your energy and stuff, which we've covered a lot of them already, and it's, you know, we've talked about renewed sleep routines and boundaries around your sleeping habits and patterns. We've talked about you know, mindful breath work, mindful breaths that can give you an energy boost and certainly calm you instantly, but just, this is an invitation for you to notice how caffeine impacts your life, your daily life, and how you feel, how calm you feel, how in control you feel, you know, like whether you know, you get that boost, like how do you feel, say like an hour or half an hour, an hour after you've had a cup of coffee? Do you feel like, oh, you need another one, or are you okay, you know? Or how do you feel if you don't have a cup of coffee or tea first thing in the morning and you wait an hour, just to give yourself a chance for your natural cortisol levels to wake your body up naturally, like the hormones that wake your body up naturally, because caffeine can inhibit the production of cortisol, I believe, from what I've heard and read. So yeah, as once again, this is just an opportunity, an invitation for you to play, to get curious, and just see, because we all know that caffeine has very good benefits, but we also know that it has some very not so good benefits, as in sometimes it can be unhelpful. And I just really feel that the more I rely on coffee, the more tired I feel. I get into this downward spiral, because then I'm not sleeping as well, or I'm forcing myself to do things when actually all I need to be doing is resting and listening to my body, and that would be like the most natural way then to restore your energy levels, rather than giving yourself effectively a drug to give you that boost so you can keep going. But because as a mum, working mum, like, you're used to just, you know, going go excuse me, you need to figure out those patterns, those natural energy patterns, and see, you know, where you can feel better in your life, you know, where you can feel more energized, where you can feel happy, where you can, you know, when we all know that when we're not so tired, we can deal with things on a calmer level. So yeah, just play, enjoy this. I've had some lovely feedback from you, just saying like how you hadn't really thought about coffee. I like to challenge norms, okay? I like to challenge things, like the smallest of things that could make a massive difference to you in your life and your world, and the difference between whether or not you stay stuck where you are now, or whether you actually can move towards those things that you think, oh, one day, oh, if only, like, oh, I'd really love it if. Like, I know that there are things that you want to, other things you want to do in life. So this caffeine, noticing your energy levels and like playing with your caffeine is very much about helping you to grow and evolve. And it's just one of many tools, mindset shifts that I teach. I teach you teaching you now inside the Mama Sanctuary, but also inside Unshakable Mama, my mindfulness program, 8-week mindfulness program, a mindful journey to presence and freedom. Because who doesn't want to feel more present in your own life, and who doesn't want to feel more free to choose to live life in a way that you want to live it, to choose to have a cup of tea or you know, go out and meet a friend or whatever when you want to, rather than, you know, than always the missing that opportunity because you're always stuck in busy, and the day just seems to like swallow you into like this mundane, you know, monotonous kind of daily grind, the Groundhog Day. If you want to get out of the Groundhog Day and actually feel like you're more alive and more in control of your life, then all these like little mindfulness practices, 2-minute mindfulness practices, like simple little mindset tweaks, they are they are the things that are going to move the needle for you. It's really magic. It's not magic, it's science actually. But I believe that there's a lot of magic in it too. So yeah. So do let me know how you're getting on, what you've noticed within your caffeine adjustments this week. Do share this community with your friends, because I know that you have friends, working mama friends, who know that there's more to life. Know that there's more to life than just like, being on the hamster wheel of motherhood and work. It's about like finding space in your days, in your weeks and months to actually find more time for the things that you want to be doing, rather than just the things that you feel you have to be doing. So for example, more family fun, more time for yourself, more rest, more sleep, maybe. So yeah, do invite your friends, and for every friend you invite, your name will be entered into a prize draw. For every friend you invite who comes to play, your name will be entered into a prize draw. So the next prize that we've got coming up is 365 Days of Me journal, which has been designed and published by Mila, who's in our community. And also I've got self-paced access to Unshakable Mama. This will be on the following prize draws. So the next prize draw is on the 2nd of December. So make sure you invite your friends in, and you'll be doing her a massive favour. And do share with me what's going on. Like, I am so curious to hear what's been going on for you. Like what your natural patterns are, energy patterns are, how you've been playing with coffee, like what little changes you've made. It doesn't have to be anything major. The smaller the better, honestly, the smaller the better. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you tomorrow for our 4th video. Take care, have a lovely day.